everybody, it's Laurie here from Kaisercraft, and I'm a design team member for the International Scrapbook Garden. So today I'm going to show you a little process video for one of the layouts that I made using the brand new fall themed Autumn Hayride kit. So what I'm showing you right now are two of the products that come in the main kit as part of the mixed media tools. So that is the Prima Micro Beads Pollen, and then there's also the Prima Rust Effect Paste, and both are really, really cool. So I was doing some experimenting here. What you see there on the paper, what I was first showing you is the paste mixed with the pollen beads. Didn't really like the effect. What you're seeing there is the paste painted on the paper, and then the pollen beads just kind of sprinkled on top, and that was really, really cool. You still get that really nice shimmery effect with the beads, and so that's what I wanted to do with this chipboard from Creative Embellishments that comes in the main Autumn Hayride kit. So everything that I'm going to show you in this video comes in the main Autumn Hayride kit. And what I was doing, obviously, chipboard is a whole other medium than paper. So with the paper, that's what I was experimenting with, just to test out how I could use both the Rust Effect Paste and the micro beads together. So I knew that maybe I wouldn't get the same effect on the chipboard, but I was willing to test it out because while I love the natural look of the chipboard, it's always nice to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit, if you know what I mean. So I just painted it with the Rust Effect paste, just using a paintbrush, and then I just sprinkled the micro beads on the top. I'm just kind of trying to make sure that all the micro beads are kind of covering the chipboard. As you can see, not all of the chipboard got covered in the micro beads, and maybe in hindsight that move wasn't a good idea. So I just decided to try to go back to some of those spots that didn't get covered and see if I could get some better coverage on there. And I kind of messed with it a little bit just because I had an idea in my mind of what I wanted it to look like. It doesn't totally come out like 100% perfect. Word to the wise, make sure you're always using a mat when you're doing stuff like this with the micro beads or glitter, things like that, because then you can always sprinkle it back into the original container and reuse any of the excess. So there's the finished product. Even in like the videos and the pictures, it's not going to do it justice. If you get those micro beads under the right light, they look amazing. They're just so shimmery and shiny. I can't even describe it. They're so awesome. So I was going to put it on that picture, which is a fall picture that I took outside of my backyard. And I was going to put it on this Kaisercraft Fallen Leaves paper, which is leaves, so it kind of fit really well with the picture. And that's the packaging for that 49 in Market burlap, which I'm totally going to use the packaging somewhere in my scrapbooking because I thought the packaging was really cool too. So the whole idea that I had for this layout, even before I got started, was that I wanted to use this burlap and do some sort of like accordion fold thing. So that's really where I got started with this layout. And so I kind of like picked out a couple elements that I wanted to incorporate into the layout, but I thought just before I do anything else, let's just get this burlap going, because since I know that's what I want to start with, and I know that's what I want to definitely have on the layout, let's just get that going, and then I can kind of go from there and just add everything around it. So I just used a hot glue gun to kind of stick it together. And it worked really, really well. Just, you know, burlap is kind of, I don't know, translucent. That's not really the word I'm saying, the word that I want. But just watch your fingers so you don't get burned. And it happens to me a lot with hot glue. So anyway, so now I'm just going to start putting some elements together. That is one of the Pion Design papers. I think that's the tags paper. So on the other side is actually a bunch of tags, cutout tags, and different cutouts that you can use. But I really, really liked that color and the pattern. I thought it went really well. The color of it, I thought it went really well with the leaves and the color, just, you know, the leaf colors, especially in the picture that I have, and it went really well with the burlap. And then I'm going to end up using another Pion design paper as well called Golden Days. And those are that has a really nice golden color to it. So I'm just going to layer these papers. I'm going to do a little bit of, as you can see, tearing of the papers, which doesn't have to be perfect. You're tearing it. But I just thought since the burlap kind of has that frayed look on the edges, I wanted my paper to sort of have a frayed look as well. You know, not really thinking too hard about it, just kind of in the moment I said, let me tear the paper, and so that's what I did. So there's the other Pion design paper, and this paper, because this is the International Scrapbook Garden, you're getting paper from international manufacturers. So I believe that paper is from Sweden, and I just love the color of that. It was so golden yellow and so pretty. So I'm just going to layer all these papers behind the burlap. I'm actually going to put the photo on top of that. And you know, as I'm doing this voiceover, I've got all my Christmas decorations up. I'm looking at this fall picture, and I feel like we didn't really get fall. That was like the one perfect fall day that we had, where the weather was nice enough to be outside. You had the leaves, some leaves still on the trees, some of the leaves are on the ground. But I really do feel like out here on the East Coast, we kind of went from like hot weather to cold weather. And now it's December, and it's like, okay, Christmas, bye, fall. So it's nice to kind of sort of relive fall and get a little bit of fall in this kit. So what I cut out there was one of the tags from the other side of the Pion Designs paper. There was another Kaisercraft paper that I was thinking about using, and ultimately I just didn't, so I'll save that for another layout. And there I am burning my hand on the hot glue gun, but, you know, take one for the team, I guess. You do what you gotta do. So I'm just kind of adhering some of the base layers so that I could get started figuring out where I wanted my embellishments to go. You know, sometimes you get to a point where you just say, I know what I want to put down on my layout, so let's just put that stuff down, and then we'll continue. So that's basically what I was doing, carefully patting down the hot glue gun. So another thing that I see, as you can see, I'm using a lot of different adhesives on this. So that was the Eileen's Tacky Glue. Got my hot glue gun, and then I also have my Elmer's glue runner, which I just used for like the paper. So those are the Prima Amber Moon Ephemera, and those are like amazing. You get the whole pack in the main kit. It's 49 pieces in the ephemera pack, and they're just amazingly gorgeous. Those are sort of like an acetate, kind of almost translucent sort of, and I just love the way they look. Some of them have like a gold foiling to them, and then there are also more like traditional papery pieces in another bag. So I'm just kind of trying to play with the placement of where I want some of those to go. And there are these also gorgeous kind of like fabric glitter leaves. And so I knew I wanted to have like a cluster at that bottom corner of the paper. I'm again just kind of playing with the placement. Sorry that so much of it is off camera. When I get into, I start off with the paper in the frame, and then as I work, it kind of like moves down my desk, and then I just don't even notice that it's happened. So again, just kind of playing with the placement, and this is what I love about this is the International Scrapbook Garden kits. All of the stuff that you're seeing in this video just comes in the main kit. That's just the main kit. There are 5 bonus kits that you can also purchase that come with even more great goodies. And I just love them, and I love that it turns you on to so many different materials, the mixed media stuff, the international manufacturers. I'm having so much fun playing with these kits and getting to know some of these new manufacturers, getting to learn some new techniques. So here I am just trying to, I wanted to back the paper, so I'm just using some of the scraps from, I think that was a Pion design paper, the opposite side of the Golden Days paper, I believe. So I'm just going to back my photo on some of that paper, and then I'm going to use some Ingrid Bolm Rusty Keys chalk ink to kind of go around the edges of that paper, just to give it a little bit more color. There it is right there. It was so easy to use. It's like an ergonomic little handle, which I absolutely love, 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 love. So there's the finished product. Sorry for that nice little transition there. So I had that, I got the picture matted, and then I used some foam adhesives to adhere it to the page, and that just kind of like bumped it up a little bit, because like with the burlap, I just kind of wanted to stick up a little bit more from the page. So there I'm just kind of figuring out the placement of those leaves. I've got some of the Prima Amber Moon word stickers that I'm going to be putting on as well. And then again, I'm using tacky glue for the leaves. You could also use the hot glue for those too. I think that would work really well, especially if you're gluing them onto something like the burlap. You know, play around with whatever adhesives that you think work best. Glue dots would probably be good too. Sometimes I think that glue dots maybe aren't as like sticky. If you want to get into those like really small corners that those leaves have, the tacky glue would be really great for getting into those small crevices. So down there in that cluster, I decided that I wanted to add some of those pollen micro beads and just bring some of that feel down to that corner. So I just used some of the rust paste, painted a little bit of the rust paste down there, and just sprinkled the micro beads onto the paper, which is exactly what I did when I was experimenting with how to use both of those on my scrap paper. So it was really easy to do. I just let it dry, you know, got rid of the excess, put that back into the original container. Well, I put it onto a paper towel first, and then I put it into the original container. And then once I let it dry, I just adhered my little cluster of leaves and the Prima ephemera right on top of it. And it looks so cool. And again, you're probably like, that looks weird. I can't tell in this picture, but seriously, when you see these beads up close and in person, they're just gorgeous, you guys. And they would also be great if you had like a clear modeling paste that's going to dry clear, because then you're really going to get all the coloring from the beads without any of the, you know, the coloring from the rust paste. But if that's not a big deal to you, I just liked the coloring of the rust paste kind of behind it, because it's, you know, this is a fall theme layout. So look at all of those word stickers. Look at all of those. You get all of those, the whole sheet in this one kit. So I was just playing around with the placement of those. I'm really trying to not hoard stuff in my stash. That's kind of going to be my New Year's resolution, is to use my scrapbook supplies and to not be afraid to use stuff. Because there's so many gorgeous goodies, especially on that word sticker sheet. And I just wanted to use it all. And part of me is like, no, save it. But oh, look how gorgeous all of that stuff is. And I just love all the little sentiments. So I was just trying to figure out proper placement for where I wanted all those things to be. So there are going to be some pictures, some close-up shots coming up. And of course, you can always visit the blog to see more detailed shots and get a little bit more information. And then definitely check out the International Scrapbook Garden website. There are links in the product description below this video so that you can purchase your own Autumn Hayride kit. And visit my blog. Definitely don't miss out on this kit, you guys. It is just absolutely gorgeous and amazing, and you can make some really pretty fall layouts or fall decor or fall cards, whatever your paper crafting medium is. I can't recommend this kit enough to you guys. It's just super gorgeous, and I'm having so much fun playing with it. So there I'm making my little cluster of leaves. I don't know who makes those. I should look those up, but you can see the full list of the supplies at the International Scrapbook Garden website, because they're just gorgeous and they're so easy to work with. I wish I could make all leaves like that. They're just so glittery and gorgeous. They're so much easier than trying to like find leaves outside and make them glittery. I did that one year. It's not a good idea. Don't do that. So there it is. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I hope that you learned some new techniques. Again, visit the International Scrapbook Garden to find this kit and a whole lot more. Thanks for watching.